It's not really too much of, oh, I want to swim, I want to become the best and, all that. Yes, you will be the best. There's more to the sport than just that. So, this is one of the major reasons why we have moved into, mental health. And the fact that I have a personal story, you know, how I got into the sport and every other thing. So I have two major stories basically, and every other thing is secondary.
Okay, please go ahead. I would like to hear it.
Welcome to this game of legends. This episode is an engaging dialogue about swimming, mental health, empowerment, and the future of swimming in Nigeria.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this game of legends. I have the pleasure of being here with Akinrodoye Samuel, popularly known as Coach Dreh. He is the CEO of Ocean 28 Swimming Academy. He just completed a challenge to swim across the Third Mainland Bridge. Welcome, Coach Dreh.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, Coach Dreh, the challenge you did,
Yes.
swim across the Third Mainland Bridge, and that was for 2 hours and 33 minutes, 11.8 kilometers. You're a swimming coach.
Yeah.
Why mental health?
Okay. So, well, first of all, let me put this out there. I am the CEO and founder of Ocean 28 Swimming Academy. And one of our key guidelines, let me use that word, is we are more into sports for development rather than just sports development. So it's not just about building an athlete. It's also about what you can use sports to do within your community. How can you impact your community? So that's one of our major driving force. So for us, it's not really too much of, oh, I want to swim, I want to become the best and, all that. Yes, you will be the best. There's more to the sport than just that. So this is one of the major reasons why we have moved into, mental health. And the fact that I have a personal story, how I got into the sport and every other thing. So I have two major stories basically, and every other thing is secondary.
Okay, please go ahead. I would like to hear it. And I guess people out there who are supporting you, who are following your story would like to hear it as well. So please, if you're willing to share.
Oh, why not? Okay, so for me, my story actually started while growing up. Let me put it that way. I'm not from a poor background, We're a little bit above average, but we're actually comfortable. Let me put it that way. We are comfortable. My parents, like my mom, we try their possible best to make sure that I have the best schools, best whatever, best clothes, whatever it is that's necessary. But there was just one factor that was missing. I was unable to identify my skill or my talent, despite the fact that my parents required a number of money for me to get the best out of life. So that was a little bit disturbing for me while growing up. So I wasn't really able to mingle properly with kids because I was always feeling left out. So as a child, no one would actually really notice that. When it comes to mental health issues, everybody feels like it's only the grown-ups, the adults that are being affected. But as a child, from that age, I was already experiencing that. And, your parents have better things to think about than for them to say, oh, you cannot identify this. So nobody really paid attention to that. So until I actually got to University of Ghana, Legon, where I got into swimming properly, at the back of my mind, I used to think at least I know how to swim well, even though I was not satisfied. But when I got to University of Ghana, Legon, I realized that there was a very different culture. The orientation about swimming is different. There was just a lot more information and every other thing there. So I got into swimming full time there at the university and kind of changed my life. I got the family outside blood relation. I got that, that connection, that family, that bond. I got all of it, my self-worth, everything. I actually got that right there. And since then, I just knew that, I have a particular tool that I'm going to use to impact my society later on in life. So I just kept it there until this actually happened. So the second story was a friend of mine happened to be there for me, during my own ups and downs and all. There's a little bit more to my story, but I just can't share everything right here. So I'll just try and just pick on, the nuggets. So it was actually there for me at some point until things turned around for me. And it reached out to me, and I was like, okay, let me just do the little I can do from my own home. I didn't even know that there were things like uh, mental health organizations, NGOs, and every other thing, even government helplines. I didn't know that there was anything like that. So I was just trying to help from my own little end until one day I got a call and it was like, dude, like, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to commit suicide. I was like, no, this is not the right conversation for us to be having right now. We still have a lot to do in life. And, for a while it was quiet. And then one day I was just thinking, I was like, okay, what can I do to help this person? Can I bring him in into my company? Can he start from somewhere? It might not be a key position, but at least somewhere where he can be able to feel like it's part of the family. So I tried to get his location and then he don't want to disclose his location. So that was what triggered the whole awareness. I had to talk to other people and then they were like, oh, with this is the similar traits, this is the pattern, with people who are actually suicidal and all. So I got to understand that there is pattern that these people actually follow. And that led to a total awareness. And I was like, no, if I have someone like this within my vicinity and they're telling me that this is a trait, then that means that there are more people out there who are actually going through this thing. So I just decided to voice out and I decided to work with my team on it and see what is the best way for us to do it. So what made it laudable, let me put it that way, is the fact that I didn't just want the awareness to be usual, come on TV, come on radio and talk about, but nobody remembers anything anymore after a day or two. So I decided to create an experience around it so that I can sink in people's mind for a longer period of time, so that those who need help can find the helper and those who are willing to offer the help can also connect to those that need help. So that was what really led to the awareness at the Third Mainland Bridge.
Okay, that is quite inspirational and very powerful as well. And thanks for sharing, dude. There's a popular myth about Third Mainland Bridge. Are you aware of this?
Which of the myths, please?
That while they were constructing it, something with Mami water. Did you see anything when you were swimming across the Third Mainland Bridge? I'm curious. I cannot be the only Nigerian or the only Lagosian to be thinking that. So please, did you see anything down there? All right. On a more serious note, how has the experience been so far?
Well, been a good one. Well, let me just put this this way. Before the swim, before the actual swim, we had a demo swim before the main day. So I had already tested the waters, and then I knew exactly what I was going to be going through, health-wise, psychological-wise, and whatever. I already knew exactly what I was going to be going through until the main day that I actually had to swim. This I would like to put this out there to say whether we like it or not, we are spiritual beings. But one thing I know for sure that one thing I know for sure is that I've already spoken to my God. I had spoken to my God before that. And I sent him ahead of me to go and fight all my practice for me. Yes. So let me just keep it that short. But however, swimming in particular is about information and timing and precision. These two things is very important when it comes to swimming. So whenever it is you're getting your information about what, that one is left to you. But when it comes to swimming, it's about two things: formation and timing and precision. So let me just keep it short that way.
Thank you for that. One of the things I try to do with my brand is to work towards sports development in Nigeria and athletes development. I manage athletes, I mentor athletes, and I also work as a sports director. One of the things that I'm trying to promote within the community and in Nigeria, hopefully, is to include, to recognize, to promote other sports. You look at Nigeria, the major sport is football. We have the likes of basketball coming up. We have, smaller sports. I believe that if Nigeria takes sports strongly enough, one of the activities that we could do well in, that Nigeria could do well in, is swimming. We have a lot of settlements and people living in riverine areas. People who visit from the south, for instance. People who live closer to the water. I know a couple of friends who can swim. I'd like to hear your thoughts about swimming in Nigeria, being a swimmer, a swimming coach, and the level at which the mentality of the people is at when it comes to swimming?
Okay. Well, let's be very clear about this. The fact that you are from a riverine area does not necessarily mean that you have the right technique to do proper swimming. Okay. Yes, you can survive in water, but when it comes to swimming as a sport, there's a whole lot of things involved.
And I mean that's in the context of talent. So if you pay attention there's potential. So they might not be able to swim yet, but there's potential to tap into and to train and to nurture. That's the context I was coming from. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. Well, I do understand that. So I just wanted to clear it.
Okay.
Clear, because there's a whole lot of things like, yes, I'm from Ilaje. I'm from this. And the fact that you're actually from the riverine area. Yes, you can actually swim, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have the right technique to be able to swim like professionally. You still need some form of nurturing. You still need that. But that's not really our major challenge in Nigeria. Now, part of the things that is pulling us back, the whole spirituality ideology, which is true. I would not say it's not. Okay? Part of that is also pulling us back because you will have to find out more. And yes, this spirit or whatever it is actually exists, but how do you talk to them? At least they are not just there for bad things. But part of the things that is pulling the sport back, the whole ideology of the spirituality, most parents don't want their kids to get engaged. And also for the fact that it's liquid, it's not solid. So it's hard for them. They don't believe it. And they don't have the proper orientation. And nobody's actually like really, really educating them. So yeah, let's look at it like Nigeria as a whole. We have very few people who are actually very passionate about it, craft, who are actually preaching it, like really, really, really preaching it, that they know about it very well. So we don't really have anyone who is educating those people. So right from growing up for every child, like they don't really have that right support for them to like really develop swimming as a sport. Another thing is because you need to be properly nurtured. There are some things that really cannot help us. Let's say in terms of posture, diet. You get to see some children right now, they are going to school. Somebody who is in grade like primary 1 or primary 2, the person is going with a full bag of textbooks, and then the bag is almost getting to the back of the meal. Like this person is just in primary 1 or primary 2. Are you telling me that all the books inside that bag is what the child uses like every blessed day? And all these things are not making the child to develop the right muscles and even at the right place. So you need to have the right body frame, the right body structure for you to be able to do well in this sport. You're going to be developing muscles every time. So you get to see people when they also sit down, they are sitting the way they sit down, they're not sitting down properly, they're not sitting down upright. And a lot of people just get so used to that. You get what I'm saying? So even me too, because I mean, it took a while before I got to understand all these things, and I'm just trying to correct them at old age, rather than me doing the right thing from the tender age to that particular level. So all these things are actually pulling us back in the sport. Then before we now start coming to whether you have the right support system or not. So it's going to take a while for swimming to actually get them, but I believe that we will get them. We will get there because we have more advocates, we have more people who are going to be coming up even after me. There have been people before me, and then there will still be more people after me who advocate for the right things, and then hopefully the sport is going to take the best of its shape. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. So in the Netherlands, everyone swims. Right? Everyone in the Netherlands swims. It's like a basic curriculum for them. Children. And I felt very odd because I can't swim. I like to say I can move in the water. I can move from point A to point B. But you see all them fancy skills floating on the water. I can't do it. One of my friends mentioned something that I do not look like I have the right posture for it. And that confused me. That threw me off balance. Posture, so now it makes sense. Now that you've actually explained it, it makes sense. And so it's a phobia for Nigerians, so to say. It's a fear of water in general. And in your opinion, you think it's that fear that's been transferred into swimming itself? So that is
yes. Chunk of it is the fear. And just let me clarify this. Not having the right posture doesn't mean that you cannot swim. But how efficient can you be, or can you get?
Right. Okay.
Do you get it? You can still swim. You can still swim because I mean, it's an automotive movement. There's so many things that you can actually use to sustain yourself. You can decide to, swim without your hands, you can swim just your legs, you can swim with just your legs alone. But what really makes you that efficient is for you to be able to like combine all of this together. Efficiency at the right timing. So when you don't have that right posture, it just makes it so difficult.
A lot of coordination
So
going
you
on
can
with the head,
swim.
the legs,
How
with the hands.
Yeah, so but how efficient can you?
Interesting. So,
That's it.
in your academy, what is the setup like? Age grade, what do you have criteria? What, just share something about your academy. I'm curious. Because I'm looking at a time where our paths would cross beyond this, where we would get swimmers for international competition, where swimming in Nigeria will become an industry on its own, where there'll be more people involved, more people interested. So this is something I am actually looking into. Coming from, living in the Netherlands, swimming I almost felt ashamed being the only one around my friends group who couldn't swim. So it's something I'm really interested in. So I'd like just a basic overview of what we do at Ocean 28.
Okay. So, as I said earlier, what we do is that we basically promote fitness. We have put our mission or vision statement out there. We promote a fitness lifestyle through swimming. That is the core for us. Now, talking about someone who wants to go pro, who wants to get into that competitive edge, get to the best and all, my piece of advice or the best word I can actually put out there for that person is just make sure you're working with the right coach. Make sure you're working with the right instructor. Okay. So before you even get pro, that is another challenge that we also have. Before you even get pro, a lot of people want to do swimming, but they want to learn it on their own. They want to just go to the pool, go do whatever exercise they want to do. And in the long run, it's like you're building the wrong muscles. Okay. Yeah, even though you eventually are able to swim one way or the other, but you're not building the right set of muscles for it to actually move efficiently. So it's important that you're working with the right instructor who understands the craft better, who can be able to tell you, oh, this and this and this is what you gain when you do this. So that's the best piece of advice that anybody wants to do that. Because for you to even say that one way or the other, I think you are kind of mentally prepared for it. For you to even speak like into and say, this is what I want to do. So I think you're already more than 50% happy, like 50%. And so let me just leave it out.
Okay. Thank you for that piece of advice. So for viewers or listeners who might be interested in swimming or what you do, how the setup with your academy, what does it look like?
Okay, yeah. So now, we train anything from months old all the way down to above age 90 something, whatever.
100 years old.
Because it's
One
the only
year
sport.
old to 100 years old. Okay.
Yeah, it's 100 and you're still alive and you want to learn how to come, we'll teach you. Yeah, it's actually the only sport that you can do up to that age, or that a huge percentage of the people existing can actually do to that age. You can't tell someone who is like 6 year old to come outside and play football.
No,
You're gonna break his bones.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to break his bones. And if I thought you have one or two people, maybe one in the entire country who can be able to play that ball. But when you are looking for a huge percentage of the people who are connected right now, what kind of sports can you do to that in swimming? Is swimming for you?
Okay.
Swimming. So we can take classes anything from months old all the way down to age 90 something. Now we do learn to swim program, the competitive swimming, we do open water swimming, we do aqua aerobic sessions, and then we also offer safety courses, water safety courses, anything that has to do with water safety, we actually render those courses. So depending on what you want to do, now you come to us and then we give you a particular program and package that actually works better for you.
Right. Fantastic. Maybe I might just sign up. I'm thinking about it. You're thinking about
I
it.
don't think too much because the sports that you can procrastinate for so long.
You will know that. You're the expert in this. So, it's a challenge. The government, you had a meeting with the government. There was this whole, which was very good to see. At least the government is paying attention to such effort, such endeavors. From your academy, And now the challenge. What are your future plans? What does the future look like for you personally or for Ocean 28?
Okay.
Or
Well,
if I can
first
put
starting with the
more
government.
succinctly, do you have a vision or what does the vision look like?
Okay. So, well, let me start with that of the government because we already made our demands with them and we are hoping that everything goes through. Uh, it's just that some of this information I can't put out there,
Of course.
but we already made our demands with the government and we hope that politics does not come to play. We hope that everything works out well and we're able to get that. Now, moving on, obviously, yes, we want to train as many people as we can. First, we are looking at the empowerment space where we are able to empower quite a number of youths, whether empowering could be psychologically, could be financially, whichever way you look at it. If we are able to educate a big, huge number of people on how to swim, at least drowning cases within the society will reduce. If we are able to educate enough coaches, give them the right materials, give them whatever it is that they need, at least non-employment is going to reduce. So we're actually looking at empowering. Also, we are looking at getting those who actually have the dreams to actually get down to the Olympics as much as we can, render our own help, our own support from our own side. But when it comes to the mental health space, we're actually looking at building a home when it comes to mental health. Somewhere where people can even come relax their mind and at the same time get the best out of people. So we're actually looking at something around that. Then hopefully we'll get there. So I don't want to say more like a resort, but I'll call it a home. So it's something that we're actually working on. Quite a number of plans in the pipeline. But we hope for strength and we hope for the right support, the right partnership. So anyone who's actually interested in investing around the water bodies, come down to us. We have a very good plan.
Okay, good to hear. Good to hear. And this is me saying the support, the resources, the whatever it is that you or Ocean 28 needs. I am willing. I'll be there. My friend is called Lumot. We would support as much as possible. We would push as much as possible. Social media, possible investors, whatever the case is, we are available. And not to take much of your time, I'll have just one more question, if that's okay. I saw your video. I think it was aired on AIT. You mentioned something about the Guinness World Records. Is that something on your mind?
Well, let me just put this out there. See, I'm a go-getter. When the vision appeals, I will go for it. But for now, it's not. I can't really say it's a priority. As you keep moving on, once there is a need for you to get inspired, when there is a need for you to inspire others, you will get the job done. So when that vision comes, I will do it.
Fantastic. When that vision comes, thank you, Coach Dreh. I think we've spent quite some time, and hopefully, if time permits us, we do more of this. Swimming is something I've been interested in, and maybe another session, maybe some programs, maybe I come with a team to learn more physically. Like you say, when a vision comes, there is a lot of things that we can do in the future, we can do together. I believe strongly in collaboration. I believe that minds like you and myself is what Nigeria needs to properly blossom in the sports industry. I'm sweating.
No, it's okay. It's part of the work. So.
The line. So, well, I'm in Nigeria. Yeah, so we're going to end this session here. That conversation is not going to end. Thank you so much, Coach Dreh. Thank you so much for being here and speaking with me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. And I'll talk to you soon. You have a good day.
Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. To follow our journey on this mission, kindly do not forget to subscribe and check us out on social media. Until next time.